Hello to all you So Vain Beauts out there. How's it going? I hope life is going great for you. Let's go ahead and get started with this look today. I am really behind schedule and I really want to get this done. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that and I hope you guys enjoy. But first, here's a little sneak peek at the makeup look we're doing today. If you guys like it, then please keep on watching. You can either sit back, relax, and enjoy, or you can bust out all your makeup and makeup brushes and let the makeup games begin. Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to go ahead and prime today. I don't want my makeup to drip off my face today. So I'm going to use the FX Mattifying Primer with the acne treatment. But yeah, let's go ahead and slap this on our face. I used to love applying my primer with a beauty blender, and you can do that. If that's your preference, that's totally your call. I just feel like my hands really work in the product into my skin as best as possible. Mix up my foundation. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm using today. I'm using the Lancome, and I'm going to say this in the most like Texan way because I don't know how else to say it. Tient Idol Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. Yeah, and this is in 160 Ivory W, and then the Ofra Absolute Cover Silk Peptide Foundation in number 3. So let's pick a little bit up with my Pure brush. Now don't get me wrong, I love to use the Beauty Blender for my foundation application. However, when I'm on a time crunch and in a hurry, I'm going to go ahead and use this brush because 1, it makes your skin look flawless and smooth, and 2, it gets it done really fast, and 3, it is pretty affordable. I definitely recommend you check it out. Okay guys, so now that I've kind of let my foundation dry out a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer, the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer. It's 090 Ivory N. I'm going to go ahead and use my Morphe E10 brush to pick a little bit up. So as you can see, I am doing a shit ton of full coverage today, but if that is not your preference, please, by all means, do whatever you want to do. It is your face, it is your body, and it doesn't matter what others say or suggest. You do whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, so I recently used this brush to blend out my concealer with, and I was actually pretty impressed. G34 Morphe brush, it's the Gunmetal collection. I like to spritz it with a little bit of like a makeup setting spray or the Evian water first, and then blend it out, and it works like a charm. And again, nothing against the Beauty Blender or sponge. I just like to switch up between brushes and sponges for foundation and concealer applications every now and again. But for this look, I just wanted a really precise blending application, hence the reason I chose this brush. However, again, if you are on that time crunch, go with the Beauty Blender. All right, so now that that's done, let's go ahead and bake the shit out of our face. I actually came across this powder at the drugstore, and it's the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in 05 Fair. If you're looking for an inexpensive, affordable powder to bake with, highly, highly recommend this. So I am going to use a Beauty Blender. By the way, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I only like to bake with this powder. I don't like to set the rest of my face with it. So as far as baking goes, it gets the job done. We're gonna let this sit for just a couple minutes. You don't wanna let it sit for too long because it will get stuck to your face. But for now, we need to set the rest of the face. It's the Pure Pressed Mineral Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 15, so there is an SPF in it. This is in color light, and look at that cute little packaging. I think it was the anniversary packaging. I love to use a flat brush, flat foundation type brush. This is the Morphe E6. Just so everyone knows, I'm an extremely oily faced person, so you're always going to see me packing on powder, always, either with a flat brush or a very dense, fluffy brush. Now, time to go ahead and wipe off that bake. But it is from Too Faced, and it's the new Born This Way loose powder. We're going to go ahead and pick some of this up with the Morphe M401. So what I like to do next, personally, I like to go ahead, contour, bronze, blush, highlight. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I recently busted out one of my old favorites. It's the Tarteist contour palette. It's the powder contour palette. Love, love, love this palette. I forgot how great it was. I don't know why or how, because it smells so good. And I'm going to use these two shades together, except for the darker shade, I'm going to use just a tiny bit of. Every brush I've tried for contour, there's only a couple I've ever found that I've actually fell in love with that worked really well for me. And one of them is the MAC, I believe it's the 160, but I'll double check.
And I did double check on that. It is actually the MAC 168 brush, and also it's the Tarteist contour palette, not the Tarteist.
I'm going to use something that goes hand in hand together for some bronzer. I'm going to use the Benefit Hoola bronzer with the Hoola, I'm guessing it's the Hoola brush.
So I was almost right on that one. It is actually the Hoola bronzing and contouring brush. So there you go.
That's done. We're going to go ahead and highlight. And I'm excited because I'm going to be using some new the Laura Geller highlighters and Downtown Dust and Gilded Honey. I was thinking about mixing these two together, but then I got the Jeffree Star Crystal Ball highlighter. So maybe I could use all three of them. This is what the packaging looks like. Everybody knows.
I am so sorry. I forgot to mention I am using my Morphe E61 highlighting brush for this application.
I'm going to go ahead and open up Gilded Honey. This one, it looks like this. It's a beautiful Gilded Honey look. Okay, so now just a little bit of blush, just a tiny bit. The reason I like this blush, it's from Hourglass. It's the Ambient Lighting Blush. I like it because it is subtle. It's nothing too crazy. This one is in Incandescent Electra. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Morphe E53 brush right here. And I'm going to just sweep it on the apples of my cheeks and blend it into that highlighter and bronzer. Okay guys, so what I'm going to go ahead and do next is I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows, and I'm going to go ahead and do one eye off camera, come back and do the other eye on camera and finish the rest of the look, and then we will be done. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Okay guys, so I'm actually finally back. Let me go ahead and just reveal the damn look because I'm loving it. Okay, so go ahead and start off. You want to prime your eyelids. I love the Urban Decay Primer Potions. They've always worked best for me because I am very hooded. So if you're extremely hooded or have very oily eyelids, I highly, highly recommend you check out the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This one is actually the anti-aging one. And make sure that is definitely on there good, the primer, which it is. And I'm going to go ahead and take my Tartlette Palette by Tarte, and I'm going to use these two lightest shades right here with my MAC 252 brush. Is going all over the eyelid.
And to get a very clean cut at the corner of the eye, I did apply some tape there, but you don't have to do that. You can always clean it up with some concealer later. Now it's time for some transition shading. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Power of Makeup Too Faced Nikki Tutorials palettes for this makeup look.
Let's go ahead and take a little bit of Painkiller, and I'm going to use my Morphe M535 to place this in my crease and above my crease.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and apologize to you now for using products in this video that are no longer available. I really liked this makeup look, so I wanted to get the video posted. However, the video is very, very old. I recorded it a long time ago, and I'm sorry about that. I'll do my best in future videos to only use products that are still available. So if you don't have any of these products, I suggest just use something identical. In here, I'm just making sure I get that Painkiller in my crease and above my crease and trying to get it as close to the tape as possible.
We're gonna go ahead and take the MAC 217 brush and a little bit of Makeup and Chill. And I'm gonna use one side of the brush to pick some up. And actually I picked up quite a bit, but that's okay. And I'm gonna basically lay it down in the lower corner here. And don't forget to get close into your tape so you can get that sharp line that you want. And as I work it into this lower corner, I'm gonna also work it into the crease a little bit. So what I'm gonna do next to intensify the brown just a little bit is I'm gonna take a little bit of Wanted, and it's this matte black in the palette, and I'm gonna use the other side for this, and just a dab of it am I using. And again, as you lay it down, work it into your crease just a little bit. Okay, with Sigma's blending E25 brush, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Wham Bam. I'm gonna lay it on top of this corner, just a little bit more on the outer third of the eye. We'll call this the fourth, and we'll call this the third. I don't know. The 3/4 of the outer eye, I don't know. But I basically just wanted like a little bit of purple to peek through. Okay, so now that that is laid down, I can already tell I'm gonna have to clean some of this shit up from where my tape is. That's okay, that's not a problem. Morphe 535 brush again, the one we use the painkiller with. We're gonna make sure and just, this is all blended in together. I hate that I have this line, it's like a blank line, and it gets missed because my eyelids are so like loose skinned that when you push, it pinches together, and so it folds in together to where it can't get any pigment on it. So sometimes I have to really like dig in there and make sure it gets a little bit of color to it. Okay guys, so now with that Dose of Color Shell eyeshadow duo, I'm gonna go ahead and use the cream on top, and I'm gonna take my Morphe M421 brush. But with this, guys, be careful. I learned my lesson the hard way. When you pick some up out of here, kind of wipe excess off your finger a little bit, because if you use too much, especially if you have a loose skin on your eyelids like me, what it did was it got cakey and bunched up, and so my eyeshadow just looked lumpy. So this seemed to help today, where I took the excess off the brush on my pinky and then laid it down as best I could, as smoothly as I could.
Let me try and show you this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pigment here without me spilling it everywhere. I've done that before, just like right there it almost happened. So hopefully you guys can see a little bit of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same brush, the same Morphe brush we just used. But first, you want to spritz it a little bit with some MAC Fix Plus Prep and Prime, or whatever spray you have. You can, oh shit. Or whatever spray you have, you can use that too. So now I've picked some up with my brush, and lay your glitter pigment down wherever you want it to be, wherever your heart desires it to be.
This is like beautiful on its own, you know? So even if you don't want to add anything to it, please don't add anything to it. So what's next, you ask? Time for some of that MAC Reflex Glitter in Teal, and this is the little Trolls edition. Love this cute little packaging, and I wish I could show you guys on camera without me spilling it everywhere, but I mean they fill that shit to the brim. They do not cheat you out of product. With your MAC 242, with the MAC Fix Plus, go ahead and pick some of the Teal Reflex Up. I actually picked up quite a bit because I love it. Lay it down exactly where we laid down the glitter, Dose of Colors Glitter Duo. And I definitely have some fallout here, and that's okay.
So I do have a little bit of glitter fallout. You want to kind of get rid of that as fast as you can, unless you want to leave it there. I don't mind leaving it there some days. Perfect.
Okay guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of MAC's Vanilla Pigment and highlight my inner corner with my Y22 Morphe brush right here.
But again, MAC Fix Plus. Love that stuff to intensify pigments and glitters and shadows and whatever else.
So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the shit out of my inner corners as best I can. I just feel like it just makes the whole eye look so much brighter and nicer. So now it's time to take off the tape gently. So again, with Makeup and Chill and Wanted, I'm going to go ahead and take my Morphe R43 Smudge Little Cute Brush and take a little bit on the very outer corner of my lower lash line. And then lightly drag it to the center, but not much. So what I did next is I was kind of like, do I do it? Do I not do it? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And I really liked it. I'm going to take my Saharan palette, the eyeshadow palette by Juvias. Juvias Place is what I think it's called. And I'm going to take this color right here called Iman, I believe. Iman or Iman. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But it is like a duochrome type shadow. It has like a bluish duochrome to it. I use my E36 brush from Morphe and pick some of this up, and I'm going to go ahead and start from my inner corner and drag it all the way over into where we put Wanted and Makeup and Chill. And if it smudges it out too much for your liking, go ahead and take that smudge brush again and just kind of re-intensify that there. So now with my concealer brush that I use to conceal out my eyebrows, I'm just going to kind of clean up this line right here. And it still has like excess concealer on it. I don't want to use too much. I'm fine with just excess concealer. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the Diamond Dust to my highlight.
And just in case you're wondering what brush that is the Morphe Y14 brush.
Okay, so with some of NYX's Jumbo Pencil and Milk, I'm going to go ahead and we'll highlight my waterline basically with my Beauty Blender. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see me. I think you can, but my mirror's over here.
Let's go ahead and add some of the Distortion Heavy Metal Liner, Glitter Liner by Urban Decay. So now with some of my all-time favorite mascara, it's the Monsieur, I don't know if I said that right, Big Mascara by Lancome. It looks like this. It's time for some falsies. I'm very picky about my eyelashes. I can't have huge bands. I can't have long eyelashes because when you look at me from the side, they look completely unnatural, and I'm all for the unnatural look. However, I'm talking they'll like touch my eyelids, so I have to be careful.
I found this brand, Eyelure, I don't know, Eyelure. I found this brand in the drugstore, so I'm gonna go and use this. This is the number 126 brand. As I let this lash glue get tacky on my lash, I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. Today I'm going to use MAC's Boldly Bare Lip Liner. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to put it on while my lash glue is still getting tacky. It never hurts to use your time wisely while you're doing your makeup.
Okay, so now that I have liner on my lips, my lash glue is tacky enough. Oop, wrong eye.
Real quick, I wanted to mention, you can see most of my lips are filled in with the lip pencil. I did that because I have found that lip liners actually work as a really good lip primer.
So now that I've lined my lips, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean lipstick and lip gloss duo. Risk It All. It's like an orangey type with a duochrome lip gloss. I love it. But instead, I'm gonna use the lipstick. It looks like this. Love the new Hangover setting spray by Too Faced. Gonna use this.
Alright guys, so this is the end game of our makeup game for this makeup look. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I promise I will do my best to upload one video a week, if not one video every 2 weeks. I do work a full-time job, so that is kind of a difficult arrangement to do right now. Just know I am very dedicated to my makeup videos. However, my husband and my job will always come first, and they will always be first priority. But I will promise you this, I will do the best I possibly can with editing and uploading videos as soon as possible. And final thoughts of the day, I would go ahead and recommend that you compliment somebody today, and if you can't today, compliment somebody tomorrow and try to make that a habit of every day. I feel that is the best way to stop the trend of makeup hating and shaming right now. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a beautiful glam week, and I'll see you on the next one.